Remember the 5th of November. The gunpowder, treason, and plot. That is how I picture most English people in the 1600s sounding, so it seems appropriate to me. What's up, guys? It's Tyler from Peregrine, and we're back with another episode of Thank God It's Happy Hour. This time we're doing a drink that we're dedicating to Bonfire Night or Guy Fawkes Night, depending on which you prefer, which is a holiday in the UK that celebrates basically the discovery of the plot to blow up the buildings of Parliament in about 1605. Nowadays, Guy Fawkes Night is really just an excuse to get together, with your friends and family and have a celebration, doing all the sorts of like fall activities. And we're definitely riffing on that with the flavors that we're using in this drink. We've got apples, we've got warming spices, we've got sort of like a burnt sugar thing going on. So I think it's definitely going to be very thematically appropriate. So this is the drink that we have come up with ourselves, and to make it you are going to need cognac, Calvados, which is basically an apple brandy. You're going to need amaretto, a smoky scotch, Angostura bitters, this, which is caramel sugar, which to make, it's basically like making simple syrup, but instead of just mixing the water and the sugar together right at the beginning, you just cook the sugar for a little bit to caramelize it, which kind of requires a little bit of skill, but it's not like too difficult. And then when the sugar gets to sort of the color that you're looking for, you just add your water, which will do some spluttering, so definitely be careful. But when you're done, you just get basically a simple syrup that's been caramelized. So I think that's going to work really nicely here. We've got warming spices. For this, we have a blend of cinnamon and nutmeg, which we're going to sprinkle over the top. And then finally, we've got high proof rum. This is an optional sort of bonus thing to cash in on the bonfire aspect of the drink. We recommend doing it, but it's definitely not required. And this guy gets mixed up in our mixing glass. So, to start, we're going to do a full ounce of cognac. We're going to use our Douce for this. That guy in there. And then we're going to do a half ounce each of the Calvados and the amaretto. Amaretto. This is actually probably my favorite amaretto to use in just drinks in general. It's from our friends up in North Vancouver at Sons of Vancouver. Okay, and then we're going to add a 1/4 ounce of some smoky scotch. We are using our Bowmore 12-year, which I find is a really nice option for that. 1/4 ounce of that. And then we get to our syrup. You really don't need a whole lot of syrup in this drink. About a sort of generous bar spoon's worth is enough. And then finally a couple dashes of our Angostura bitters. Cool. And then we're just going to add some ice and stir this guy up. Once we're appropriately chilled, I'm going to double strain this guy into our coupe glass. So there you go. There's the sort of basic standard issue version of the gunpowder plot. But to turn up the presentation to 11, we are going to use a trick from sort of the Tiki handbook. We're going to take this little bit of lime, which I'm sure that you have if you're mixing cocktails, and just float it in the surface of the drink. And then on top of that, we're going to take some high proof rum and pour it into our lime. Be careful not to sink your lime because then it's all just going to mix in. And now we're ready for fire. Obviously things are on fire. use fire safety. Don't let, children or pets or drunk idiots around this when it's on fire. Just wait until it's out. But we're going to use our torch, and we're going to kill the lights, and we're going to light our little lime full of rum on fire. Here goes nothing. So there we go. And now we're going to take our warming spices, just about, a pinch, and sprinkle it over the top. A little more gusto than that, maybe. And you'll see little bits of sparks coming off the drink, which looks pretty cool. And then when you're done playing with fire, you can just blow that guy out. And dig our lime wedge out of there. It shouldn't be hot. Just be careful maybe though. And there you go. That's our gunpowder plot with all of the accoutrement. Let's flick the lights on and we'll do our taste. And we're back. So let's taste this guy. So the scent is super it's burnt sugar, which I think is coming from both the spices that got maybe a little bit toasted up, but also I actually think that the aroma of the caramel syrup actually comes through, and we barely added any, so that's kind of an interesting. Ooh, that's good. So it's a very sort of end of the year type drink. This would be one that if it's cold out and you're looking for something that isn't, like an apple cider or like a hot toddy or something like that, this is really nice because it's still a cold drink. It's still quite proofy. It's definitely a cocktail, but it's relatively sweet. It has a pleasant balance of scotch, really actually comes through quite a bit, but then also the smoothness, I think, of the two cognacs we use sort of helps ride it out. The amaretto adds sweetness. The little bit of caramel sugar, like I said, adds that nice burnt sugar aroma to it. Yeah, super nice. It's fairly simple sort of drink. There's not a huge amount going on in terms of contrasting elements here, but for a drink that features scotch and is relatively approachable and warm and comforting and all these nice things that, to me definitely signify the time around the holidays, I think it's a really great option. You get a little bit of the character of the spices. We use cinnamon and nutmeg, so you get a little bit of that sort of volatile, I call it the volatile part of the nutmeg aroma, and then of course the cinnamon part as well. Super, super enjoyable, actually. That's a really good one. There you go. Like I said, there's not a huge amount going on in terms of novel contrast or anything like that, but if you're looking for, a drink that really hits the spot when it comes to that sort of warm, cozy, kind of winter holiday sort of vibe, this, I think, is definitely one that you should put on your list. If you like this sort of stuff, these original cocktails and these sort of seasonal drinks, be sure to give us a like, comment, and subscribe, and otherwise we'll see you in the next one. Cheers!